Hello, I'm FDX and welcome back to the video. So if, like me, you watched the 90-minute Minecon presentation, you might assume that you've watched everything to do with Minecon that was released. However, at the same time as they released that show, they also released a secret kind of second thing on their YouTube channel that you probably haven't seen or probably didn't hear about, like me, because they just launched it at the same time as this video, and it is a Java Edition Q&A, and in that Q&A they spoke about quite a few things, including new bosses, and indeed the thing you're seeing in the background, this is going to be a new feature set that was announced during that panel, and it's kind of a big deal, so I figured why not share the panel with you all so you can see it if you haven't already. So like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like this kind of like secret second bit of Minecon content. Again, I'm uploading this today because a lot of you won't see it otherwise, a lot of you haven't heard about it otherwise, and I think it'd be important just to get this to as many eyes as we humanly can. Also keep in mind, I will be uploading some more news videos tomorrow and collating it all together, because there's loads of tiny bits that we've heard all over the place, but for now, hopefully you'll enjoy this Java Edition Minecon panel Q&A.
So first up is, can we expect more slabs? Eric, what do you say?
I say no. You cannot expect more slabs. Not now, not ever. No.
Wow, that's harsh, Eric. What's that? Oh, never mind. Just keep on rolling here. Can we get more wooden pressure plates then?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. Now 1.13, we have the ability to add more, so I think we will do that.
Will we ever get different types of wooden trapdoors then?
Yes.
That as well?
You get those as well. And aren't they looking beautiful?
Oh yeah, they truly are pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. I like them so much.
Great. So we have pressure plates and we have trapdoors. What else ties in with that? We also have buttons, right?
Yep, you will get those as well.
All right. So we'll have a ton of different variations of trapdoors, button, and pressure plates.
Yeah, so people can go wild with making nice detailed looks for whatever build they want to make.
Wow, great news. What gave you guys the idea to change the textures in a future Minecraft update, and will we still be able to download and use the old textures? What do you say, Agnes?
Yeah, so we wanted to have a uniform style. All textures should look like they are from the same game. But yes, you will be able to use the old textures as well.
Wow, that's great news then. So when will these textures be released? Can I get them in 1.13? Will they be in 1.14?
No, they will be in a standalone release actually. So the plan is that while we're testing the new textures, you can download them in a resource pack. And then when we have listened to feedback and we're happy about them, we will release them. And then the old textures will be available in a resource pack.
Oh, okay, great. So you keep saying that I can download them, or where can I get them from when we finally let them out to the public?
Minecraft.net.
Nice. But really, I just want to go back here, Eric. So you mentioned, can we get more slabs? All right. So we're getting more slabs.
Yeah, yes. You're
All right.
getting more slabs.
Thanks. Thanks. I really wanted more slabs.
Good.
Okay. Next up questions. Vertical slabs.
No. We feel like vertical slabs don't really fit in the current vision that we have for the game. But we're not completely close to the idea of having them in the future. But right now, where the direction that we're trying to make the game, we feel like there's maybe not a place for them. So it's a possibility in the future, but right now, it's probably a no.
So will there be new stuff in the underground, like underground biomes and features and such in the future? Prof, what do you think?
We have been working for quite a while now in trying to modify the world gen so we can actually include new content more easily. And so that's actually one of the things we looked at, to be able to add more things in the cave, more things in above ground, in the various dimensions. And so, yes, at some point, eventually, we will have more content underground and possibly underground biomes.
That sounds fantastic. So with your new world generation that you've been developing now for quite some time, we can see new stuff coming in eventually. It will allow us to do more stuff.
Yeah, in the near future.
Great. So yeah, we'll see more features and hopefully biomes then.
Yeah.
Then we have another one that was fairly popular question. So what was the reason for developing Amides and adding them into the game? Nathan?
There's kind of a long story behind that one that's kind of been forgotten through the ages. They were added back when we knew that we wanted to flesh out the end dimension because there was only a boss and that was it. But we didn't really have any concrete ideas for how we were going to do that back then. So what we thought might be fun is if we could play on the teleportation mechanic, like that was the key point of Enderman. And so what if, whenever they're teleporting, they're kind of going through this extra dimension that has all this bad stuff in them, such as endermites. And whenever they do teleport, then they leave some of this bad stuff behind with them. That was the initial idea. It didn't really come to fruition like that, so we went to a different direction in the end update. So they're still kind of there, but I don't think that grand plan is going to be implemented anytime soon.
That's interesting, though. So they are really from an in-between place, you could say.
Yes.
Oh, wow. But they're there, and they're cute. Pretty fun, actually. You can use them for a lot of various things. Farms, for instance.
Yeah.
So the next up questions is, will there be a new boss? Maria?
Yeah, we don't have any plans for adding a new boss at this moment. We're focusing on trying to fleshing out the game and making more interesting for all the players. But in the future, yeah, probably we'll add more bosses.
Wow. So future-wise, we get new bosses, but currently right now we're just working on getting the game out there, expanding what we already have.
Yes.
All right. So will we add controller support to the Java edition?
Not in the near future. Update to the Libregal version 3 enables us to do that if we can in the future. But before we actually do that, we need to redesign the UI system because it's not designed with the controller support in mind.
Okay, but now we at least have the possibility to do it.
Exactly.
All right, that seems like great. So first we just need like this small little revamp of the entire UI, and then we can get the controller support in.
Yeah.
Okay, but at least we have the possibility, so that's great news. Will Bedrock exclusive features like the Book and Quill UI and the armor stands also be added to the Java edition?
Well, we are working toward getting all edition as similar as possible, but we are also trying to decide which features are good for the Java edition. So we will have to look at every feature before we include them. So right now I'm not exactly sure for those specific ones.
All right, so eventually some features might pop up.
Yes, totally.
Do we have like any timeline? Would they make it into the next update? Do we have any new like Bedrock exclusive feature that would make it in there?
Right now there is no fixed timeline for those, so they might pop up in any update.
Okay, so we'll be looking forward to those then if they come in. Will you implement fixes to bugs suggested by players if they are tested well? Say, for instance, if they're verified by a Majira moderator, so that we can increase the bug fixing rate. Maria?
Yes, I have to say thank you for all the nice bug reports that we get, and they do help a lot. And the specific cases where we get suggested a fix, it's very helpful for pointing us in the right direction for finding exactly where the issue is. But most of the time, we have to look at the bigger picture and do a fix that affects bigger parts of the game usually than just the one-liners that we get.
Yeah, so most of the time we need to look at the root issue of the actual bug in order to be able to fix it. But the fixes we get provided by the community are usually points us in the right direction. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like great. So we still want to keep the fixes coming in, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Keep them coming.
Great. Okay, next question up is more of a broad one, and it's, what was the hardest feature to get into the Java edition?
Can we just take a second and quickly appreciate that is Mega vs. Prime's question? He actually is a moderator on the channel, you might spot him, and you got his question in the Q&A. Isn't that nice?
Maria?
Yes, actually it's maybe one of the not so visible ones. I I noticed that you couldn't put torches on the back of stairs, and I wanted to fix this. But to make this possible, I had to actually change every block in the game.
Oh.
And it resulted in a lot of bugs coming with it. But now it works. Now we can have torches on back of stairs.
I know, I use it a lot. It looks a lot more nicer. Thanks for that, Maria. Okay, so Prof, which one was the hardest feature for you to implement?
I think it would have been pathfinding when I started looking at it. We needed it for bug fixing, and I ended up basically having to rewrite a large portion on how monsters determine where they are going. But I was really happy with the result because now they look the way they are trying to go to the player look way smarter
Yeah, I agree.
than they used to be. So
Yeah, skeletons are quite difficult currently.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Then we have Fry, our newest developer here. So you haven't developed too many features, have you?
No, none so far.
Yeah, okay. So this
my
question
answer is none.
The answer is none. But we have the LibWiggle 3 now.
Yes.
It's not a feature per se, but it does improve the quality of life for us developers.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. All right. So what about you, Eric, then? What was the hardest feature for you to get into the Java edition?
I think the hardest feature I've added is the barrier block.
The barrier block.
It's definitely hard.
What's the difficult part about it?
Well, it's just hard.
Oh, it's literal hard.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Eric. Great answer. So Nathan, then, what about you? What do you think was the hardest feature to get in?
I think it's really hard to narrow that down to any specific feature.
Yeah?
I think I usually have a history of putting way too much work into a small thing that nobody will notice. So I will spend like a day's worth of effort putting in just like a tiny little feature on top of something else.
do you have like an example of that?
I think the single most feature that I think actually took the most time because I think it's not fixed yet is the teleportation mechanics with portals.
Oh.
If you enter a portal on the left side, you should come out of the left side.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nobody will notice this, but I put years into this.
I never noticed that. I'm sorry. But I never noticed that one.
Exactly.
I will think of that the next time. Thank you. So Agnes, what do you say?
Yeah, maybe when I did the llama spitting things, because I had to test it, and it was really heartbreaking to see the llamas kill each other with the spitting,
yeah.
especially the baby llamas. So hard, like in heartbreaking.
Oh, so it's heartbreaking. I see.
Of course. It felt hard.
Okay, great. And then we have another question, also kind of broad in that sense. It's what percentage of your time is spent making new features compared to fixing bugs and other tasks? And what's the most fun thing about your job? Prof?
Actually, it really depends. Right after a release, usually we are trying to fix all the bugs which are reported for the new version. So that's the time where most of the time is spent doing bug fixing for the feature we introduced or the changes we did to the back end of the game. After that, it gets a bit calmer, so we can do feature or doing a bit more back end. And that's the point where actually we produce new things for the game. So I can't really tell you how long for each, because it depends how broken is the release. Hopefully it's not. And the most fun part will be actually the prototyping on new features. So
yeah,
when
you get to mess around and do whatever you want.
When you start working on the feature, you do you go through iteration really fast, and you get something looking nice relatively fast. After that, you have to put it back into the game in a proper way, which is a bit more involved.
Yeah, we have seen some crazy prototypes every now and then. So I can guess that's fun. Maria, then what would you say? What would be the most fun part of your job, and what time do you spend like bugs versus features?
The most fun part, I think, is when you're doing the prototyping and you've got into a stage where you're trying to, for example, make a mob feel more alive and just not do exactly what it's going to do, but add some quirkiness to it as well. That's really fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have an example of that?
Well, like the parrots I made.
Oh, yeah?
When I started out, they started feeling like just another mob flying around, but then I added some more annoying features. Like they have a tendency to make the same noise as mobs nearby.
Oh, yeah.
But they can also all of a sudden just make a noise, random.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so they can be kind of like the jump scare almost.
Yeah, so I added that as a quirky personality thing or a troll thing.
That's a nice thing to have, though. It makes the mob feel more alive.
Yeah, and for the making new features and bugs percentage, I feel like I've worked here for a year now, and it feels like it's almost 50-50. Because even during the prototyping and making new features, you all of the time have to look what you're doing and fix the issues that comes up as well.
So you fix things as you go continuously. So I guess that would kind of make it 50-50 then for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, great answer. Fry, what would you say? Like, how much time would you spend with new features versus bugs, and what's the most fun thing so far here?
Well, for me, I think the most fun thing would be when I get a chance to use some new technology to implement some new algorithms, the backend side of things, not the front-end side of things, I would say. And as for features versus bug fixing, it's really hard for me to say right now because I haven't been here so long. I don't know how it will be in the future.
Oh, what do you think? Would your estimate be like what Maria and Prof has? Like
I think that's a fair estimate, 50-50.
Especially if you just keep on going and just fixing things as you go, I guess you kind of end up with that ratio.
That sounds all right.
All right.
Right. I mostly make new features in the background, so you usually don't see them in the game. There's only very few you've actually seen. Try breeding a sheep with different colors, for example. Or the barrier block.
Yeah.
So most of my time goes to the back-end work and making sure that other people can add new features easier. Same with 1.13. And I think I spend more than 80% of my time on that. And the rest goes to bug fixing, all the stuff I break.
So you spend time fixing things in general, like it's not features per se, but mostly like fixing things and then bugs kind of loops into that.
I'm more in making the background system. So.
Okay, so then what will be the most fun part about your job?
That part.
That part, the best part.
Yes, I like 80% of my job.
Everything is broken and I love it.
Exactly.
Great. Nathan, what would you say? Like bugs versus features, how much time do you spend? And
It changes. It really changes from time to time. In between snapshots, it's like almost 100% features, which is great. And then as the snapshots get on, it's like 90% bugs. And no. So it really does vary, but I think in general, like a typical workday is probably like 60% bug fixing and then 40% making something better or features.
yeah, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense, I'd say. So what's the most fun part of our job?
Most fun part for me is whenever I've made a new feature and then I get to see someone else play with that feature. I think that just it just feels really good to see other people having fun with something you've made.
So do you tend to like watch streams and such then with people that are actually using the features that you made?
Yeah, I'm usually signed out so people don't notice, but
Yeah, you're just kind
I
of
watch
lurking around
streams
there.
or stuff, yeah. I think it's a lot of fun.
That's nice. I also think it's really cool to just see Minecraft things in general out there in the open. Agnes, then, what do you say? Like bugs versus features?
It's really similar to Nathan, actually. It depends on the period. Like sometimes we have bug fixing periods, so it's like 100% fixing bugs, but then sometimes we do a lot of features. So if you sum it up, maybe it's like nearly 50-50, actually. And the most fun part, I mean, it's really, really fun to come up with ideas for features and test new things.
I can imagine just fooling around with things, just finding good things that will fit and just prototyping in general.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Oh, that's great answers. Thanks, everyone.
So yeah, there you go. That was the Minecon panel Q&A. Again, each Minecon, they used to do these like physically in person, but this is like a over the internet equivalent, and I thought it was a really fascinating show. Hopefully all of you do agree. So with that said, I just want to quickly mention that yeah, this is kind of like a Q&A Saturday replacement. I know it's a bit late, I know all this sort of stuff, but I do still want to answer some of your questions, and I will still be doing that, so make sure you leave your questions either via response to a tweet I put out, or you can just put it in the comments down below. But either way, I will be doing that like tomorrow, so like Q&A Saturday, but on a Sunday. And I hope you all enjoyed today's like set of videos. I'll be making a bunch more tomorrow because I'm so excited for all the stuff we've just heard. There's even more, and I just want to show it to you all as fast as we humanly can. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.